Prejudice is an audio series by Paradigm Initiative on the importance of digital data rights, privacy, and data protection.
On today's edition of Crime and Prejudice, between a crisis and resolution.
What? No! This is something else. Can you just imagine?
Wahoo! Whoever did this expose needs to be protected at all costs. CT!
So delicious.
Sure, all of us can see now. When some of us will be speaking about the things we have heard and seen the government do, you will turn us to conspiracy theorists and resort to abusing us. These things happen.
They clearly do. And all these big companies are not exempted from aiding violation and oppression. Tragic.
I like how the publication didn't put anyone's name as the author of the article. Better for their safety and that of their loved ones, I beg.
Very true. But just in case, let's all please make a report on reportee.africa so they hopefully don't get censored and can feel safe enough to keep publishing such investigative pieces.
Elaboration, please. Reportee?
Oh, sure. It's a platform where Africans can report the violations of digital and data rights as we witness them online, including breach of data, privacy, illegal surveillance, cyber stalking, cyberbullying, and so forth, even up to intellectual property and copyright infringements.
Oh, nice. Cool. I'll check them out now and do the needful. Thanks.
Yes, please. They also have a toolkit at ayeta.africa that proactively provides tips to safeguard digital rights defenders, journalists, for instance, as well as organizations that can help advocate for their rights.
Nice one. Really enlightening. Thanks a lot.
Okay, but let's even say it's really a case of Moontech needing to cooperate with the government when and where necessary, or whatever they said. Is this explicitly mentioned before we share our personal data with them? Because I feel like this condition should be stated more clearly at the point of signing up. And even if it is and we missed it, are we fully aware of our choices under these terms and conditions? Do we have choices? Or maybe better still, when they get this request of cooperation from the government, for example, can they let us know what exactly they asked of them?
Everything you noted is on spots at Ginger Baby. I guess we can empathize with them when necessary, knowing the kind of country we live in. But as far as the violation of our data privacy, they still did that. Government or national security matters aside, you can't just use people's data however you please.
Precisely. Well said.
Totally agree. What active steps have they taken, or do they take specifically in ensuring that their users and customers know their digital rights as they use their services? To be transparent with their activities as concerned with the users and customers? Surely they can do better. They haven't even come out to say anything since that their nonsense so-called statement.
Right? They can do better, I beg. Because look now, why is it now that they might lose their entire business over this? That you are just learning of all this?
That's this life for you. Selfish interest comes first. I won't be surprised if this anonymous investigative piece came from them, especially the part trying to pin it on the government.
Hey, please, let's be careful. This is actually a very sensitive issue, and we don't want to put anyone in trouble with the government.
I'm sorry, but I think they're already in trouble with the government. They should have thought about that before they got in bed with them.
Now, wow.
Crime and Prejudice.
Come in, Benny. How are you?
Fine, Dosa. Good morning.
So they are still asking for that apology, huh?
You have to do it, Dosa. People were harassed can still claim that we only operated on legal obligations to the government and no one's data was compromised. Thus, singing the same tune as the federal government, which hopefully saved us from the harassment. However, you have to agree that you could have in fact done things differently.
And promise to do better going forward.
Yes.
Alright, we're already at the show. Might as well perform.
Is that the saying?
It is now. Thanks again, Benny.
That's why I'm here, boss.
I really hope this does it. Really hope so.
Crime and Prejudice.
Well, It might not mean a lot right now, especially to the people that had to go through the harassment by government officials based on the lack of data protection on the part of Moontech. But maybe we can in fact give them some credits for promising to do better in the future.
I think you are right. It's a decent step in the right direction. Sure, they messed up, but they had a good conscience to try to reroute their steps.
It's really the least that is asked of these kinds of companies, or even one that could do. We've seen that we regular individuals do have a lot at stake. It may not be the income and reputation of some big companies that rakes in millions of naira every day, but it's our lives and livelihoods, and they did play a role in also putting us in harm's way by not capitalizing on their role and making extra sure that our data doesn't enter the wrong hands. Let's keep watching though.
True. Let's also hope their counterparts take several leaves from their book and avoid this sort of scandal. Moving forward, we may not be able to change everything in our society for the better all at once, but we sure can try and start somewhere like here. The aggressive protection of our data and our digital human rights in general.
That's it today on Crime and Prejudice. For more information, feedback, or comments, send a mail to media@paradigmhq.org or follow our social media pages at Paradigm HQ.